Good evening, TeamNewHorizons family. Juwan Buford broadcasting to our metropolitan area, and really excited. I'm on 10 about the information I want to share, and perspective and challenge I want to lay out to the organization. And of course, look, there were some specific individuals, particularly those who are performance code qualifying. That's a clue here in terms of the leadership in the organization that were privy to this message first. But of course, I'm gonna end up sharing this organization wide. But I'm really going to lean on the leadership because at the end of the day, everything rises and falls on leadership. I don't care if it's basketball teams, orchestra, churches, any type of sports team, any type of organization. At the end of the day, everything rises and falls on leadership. And look, let me first say this. There's a lot of reason to be excited. We have people who are performance qualifying more frequently than they had before. Really excited for some of the newer associates who are stepping into performance code qualification. It's a big deal. That means the ground is fertile and people are actually generating income. I mean, this is a for-profit endeavor, right? A lot of people come here because there's some specific financial goals they're taking aim at. And it's special that we can provide an environment that people legitimately have a chance to change the landscape of their lives financially and otherwise, right? So it's a big deal. We have individuals who are having 4-figure months. Yeah, I'm excited about that. 4-figure month, part-time, spare time. Let's be real, majority of individuals who are part of our organization, I doubt are giving their business 5 hours a week at the most, but still enjoying 4-figure months. I mean, I think for many of us, it's easy to take for granted, right? We have leadership that's doing it. If you're participating in training calls, you see a lot of individuals who are enjoying success. I mean, in PPLSI, it's commonplace, right? And within our organization and within our company, we can take for granted that majority of people are, trust me, are not having this type of success. Most people who are adding additional $1,000 to their budgets, they're working a second and third job. And here is just commonplace for us to do it. And that's exciting to see that that type of growth is taking place in our organization as well, right? So we had quite a few individuals this past month who had 4-figure days. They were even surprised. They didn't realize how they did it. Spare time, part-time. So that's exciting. I mean, in other words, we're doing a lot of things right. Recruiting is up. We have more individuals joining. That's a reflection of our culture, the fact that we are creating an environment of success that people want to participate in. And of course, we know that a leading indicator of recruiting is three-way calls. So if recruiting's up, if more and more people are joining the organization, deciding to participate in what we're doing here to help other people and create lives of satisfaction, that means that our three-ways are up, because that's the only way, quite frankly, recruiting really happens at the end of the day. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about that in a moment, but a lot to be excited about. We're doing good, in other words, but we also know at the end of the day, good is the enemy of great. And there are some things that we can be doing better. Right now, to be transparent with you, we're having success, but it's not explosive success. It's not readily apparent success. It's not somebody jumps on the conference call, somebody jumps on the three-way, somebody jumps on the training, somebody has a conversation with us. It's like, damn, they are crushing it for real. Like, I'm a fool if I don't participate. And look, not everything's for everybody. Everybody's not for everything. But really, that's the type of snap we want, right? We want our success to be unabashed. We want our success to be undeniable. We want people to not only see us as a professional organization, and look, I love that, because trust me, that puts us head and shoulders above the competition. I cannot tell you how many times I've had conversations with people via three-ways. I've done second and third party presentations, and it will tell me right out the gate, part of the reason why I got the service, part of the reason why I consider even looking at your organization to join, because I've been introduced to opportunities like this several times, a million times before, is because of your professionalism, right? So we're winning there. But we're missing the enthusiasm, we're missing the snap, we're missing the fire, we're missing the passion, right? And what I'm basically saying is we're planting the seeds, right? Like I said, we have people performing. Every time you do an exposure, that's a seed. Every time you do a three-way, that's a seed. Every time someone's invited to a presentation and attends, that's a seed. But in order for the seeds to grow faster, in order for us to have success that is undeniable, like that is immediately apparent when individuals see it, is we got to make the ground more fertile. Now, the fantastic thing about making the ground more fertile is it really doesn't require more time. It doesn't require a larger time commitment or expenditure of energy on our part, particularly for those of us who are engaged and involved. What it requires, though, is intentionality. It requires focus, right? So one of our principles is we celebrate, we edify, and we protect. And I want to talk about edification piece, and I want to talk about celebration piece. Here's the thing. We do pretty well when it comes to text message. Somebody gets announced via text message to the organization, they achieve something, whether it be a rank advancement, whether they performance got qualified, whether or not they had an enrollment, whether they were able to string together a couple of days, and like we're on it via text message. But here's the thing. Not everyone views text message, right? And quite frankly, text message is words, it's verbiage, right? When we talk about evidence, what a lot of people need to see is images. What a lot of people need to see is pictures. What a lot of people need to see is that selfie, as I refer to it. It is what it is. Now look, we take selfies and we go out to eat something. We take selfies when we go to a movie. We take selfies when we're out partying, having a good time. Why not take a selfie when you've done something phenomenal in your business? If you've done a couple exposures, take a selfie and talk about it. If you have did a good presentation or had a good three-way transpire, we need to see that, right? But we don't need to see it via text message. That's cool. But what I am going to strongly encourage people to do, and what I am going to do, and I'll admit I thought about this reluctantly, but I'm going to start inviting people to utilize our Facebook group again. Part of the reason why I transitioned from Facebook and worked to establish Slack was because I wanted an environment that was independent of Facebook with less distractions. But you know what? Changing behavior is difficult. And no matter how many times I hear people say, I'm not on Facebook, I don't utilize Facebook, I don't want to do Facebook. Guess what? Look, I'm not on Facebook playing around. You all know me, but I'm on Facebook, and then I can see people posting on Facebook. So the same people said I don't post on Facebook, they're posting on Facebook. Come on now. Slack makes it a little bit more difficult in some respects because you got to download the app, you got to learn how to navigate it, and I've learned, I think as we as an organization learned, that people have a difficulty with new technology. And maybe we'll revisit Slack at some time. I think it's an excellent tool. One of the issues why I'm not so high on Slack anymore is because they changed the policy where they end up archiving content that's more than, I think, 60 or 90 days old, which is why I switched to Ring Central, where the content stays, right? So if you're not on Ring Central, I need you to get there. And I need you to utilize the email group that's there and also engage, share content, share information. I'm telling you right now, that's where the majority of trainings are going to go, on the Ring Central Messenger and on the blog, because now I know those things are permanent, unlike Slack. But I also want to encourage individuals, when you see somebody having a good day on Facebook, if they're posting content, they post their numbers, we introduce somebody's picture. For those of you who are listening to this, I need you to go in. I need you to celebrate their success as if it was your own, because other people in the organization need to see that. That's how we create the apparentness. I know it's not a word, but I'm making it up today, so you get the point. We need the success to be apparent. We need the success to be omnipresent. We need people to understand that, look, people are winning the organization. So many of us are having great days. Some of us are growing, we're learning, we're leveling up, but we're doing it in a vacuum. And look, people are watching even when they're pretending like to watch. People are watching even when they're silent on the sideline. They're watching. And we got to give people an incentive to get off the sideline and join. Some of you who I have brought on business partners, you understand this already, right? You're beginning to understand that, wait a minute, in order for me to get my business partners that I brought on to engage, we got to create engagement. And that's why I'm going hard on this tonight, because that's pivotal. It's so important that we get better at the celebration, the edification game. So if you are watching this, if you're listening to this, this is for you. This is what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to take 2 seconds, 5 seconds to like, share. Hey, congratulations. Hey, what's up? This is incredible. Hey, I did 2 exposures too. Hey, I did 1 good exposure too. look, something's better than nothing, but we need to let people know there's activity taking place, because indirectly, not only is that celebrate and edify, but it protects. It lets people know that the system is effective, right? If we have people doing 1 exposure, 2 exposures, 5 exposures, 10 exposures, whatever number of exposures, but they see results in terms of performance go qualifying, and seeing people getting results, then it lets other people, organization know just how easy and simple this business model can be. And so, turn this off. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going so hard on this. People need to see this, and I need you all to participate. This is where we need the help. This is how we help each other. Okay? Because once again, we need you to celebrate other people's success just like you did your own, because people love recognition. They love it, whether they want to admit it or not. They love it. They engage. It's like a dopamine hit when they see their picture, or they see somebody giving their post or their activity. This person's acting kind of crazy. Giving them attention. Okay, I'm just saying. They say babies cry for it, men die for it, for real. Okay. The other thing I need you to do, and I kind of already touched on this, is look, people. I need you to post your activity to the Facebook group. I need you to post your activity to the email group. Once again, what I'm finding from experience, from having conversations with people, we'll post stuff via text message. We'll post things via text message. But I'm telling you, not everyone's seeing it. People are tuning out via text messages. And once again, much people say they don't pay attention to social media. Yes, they do. Because if you go to every single one of our compadres, our teammates, and you go to their Facebook page, they're posting stuff. They dancing, they at the club, they at the party, they partying, they doing all kinds of stuff, posting their favorite quote of the day. People are on social media, whether they want to admit it or not. And once again, if they're on social media and there's content being posted that relates to them, you're giving them a shout out. You're saying, hey, what's up? Congratulations. They're going to engage. So we got to leverage the tools for what it is, right? So look, if you have not joined RingCentral, it's free. The messaging is free. Participate, okay? The organization needs you. I need you. And not only people today, but the people who are going to be brought on board tomorrow. We have to create a culture of engagement, of excitement and enthusiasm, of support, right? A huge reason why people join is not simply because of the revenues, the income. That's very true, but they also join for the camaraderie. People want a reprieve from the BS.com that is happening at the job, the BS.com that is happening in the world, the BS.com that's happening on television, the BS.com that's happening in some of their households. They want to be a part of something, right? That's growing, that's bigger than them, that's helping people, that's exciting, that's enthusiastic, right? They want to do that. We got to give it to them, right? And once again, everything falls and rises on leadership. If we are not enthusiastic, if we are not engaged, if we're not posting activity, we're not celebrating success, when we onboard someone, we're not saying, look, give me a pic, or I'm going to find a pic, I'm going to post that pic of you, and I'm going to give you a shout out anyway. We got to be about that, okay? Got to be about that business. That way, they're more inclined to tune in. People become very interested when people become very interested in them. All of a sudden, what we do becomes very interesting. Hopefully, you get the point I'm trying to make here. So, last but not least, not last, but really the last major thing that I need you all who are listening to this to really, really grab hold of. And what I need is for you to understand that your story matters. Your story matters. We need more leadership. We need more team members involved in three-way calls. Look, if you've gotten one deposit, whether it's $70, whether you've had $500 deposit, whether you have $2,000 deposit during your tenure with PPLSI, whether you've had $100,000 or you're knocking on $100,000 deposit with PPLSI, your story matters. The bottom line is, most entrepreneurs, not direct selling entrepreneurs, not real estate entrepreneurs, not investment finance entrepreneurs, not and a car dealer, buyer, whatever you're doing, Tupperware, doesn't matter. Most people fail at entrepreneurship. Most people start businesses and don't make a dime. I'm telling you, most people don't earn squat. So even if you say, I earned $70, I got started, didn't know what I was doing, but I earned extra $70. That's called a belief check. It goes from academic to real life. And believe me, right now there are a lot of people out there that would kill for $70 to keep their cell phone bill on, keep their electricity putting out. Hell, groceries expensive as all get out. A lot. People would love $70 now just buy their children groceries. And I'm being facetious, I'm laughing, but I'm really not joking. Look, if you've earned $1 in PPLSI, your story matters, right? I need everyone to learn how to tell a 3-way story. It's a minute long, maybe a minute, 30 seconds. If it's going that long, you may be saying too much, okay? But I need everyone to understand the mechanics of a 3-way, right? 3-ways are important because they build culture. People know that while they're in business for themselves, they're not by themselves. And when we say it, it becomes real because they're being introduced to other people in the organization. When we onboard someone, we need to 3-way them with 2 or 3 different people. Right now, they're being introduced to maybe one person, maybe one. We need to be introduced to 2 and 3 people. And those 2 or 3 people need to be able to give a good story. They need to be a great story. It doesn't need to be an excellent story. You don't need to be a multi-millionaire business for the matter. Keep in mind, most people are looking for evidence that is real because there's so much BS.com. There's so much stuff that's fake out here. People are tired of being duped and being hoodwinked and bamboozled, right? People want to know that it's real. They want to know that it does not require that you do heavy lifting, that you are able to press 200 pounds 20 different times, okay? They need to just know that if I do these simple things, that this will work, that the service works, that it's helping people. We need that. By the way, we need that celebration piece on the presentations too. Right now, as Ms. Wells and myself giving testimonies, we need to step up. That's part of the reason why 3-ways are important too, because you learn how to give testimonies, right? Because that's all a 3-way is, a testimony. I need you to know your story matters. Whether you've been compensated $200, $500, $1,000, $2,000, it doesn't matter. It matters, right? So I need everyone to learn how to do 3-ways because it builds culture. It lets people know that it's real. It also trains individuals. When you're doing 3-ways, it trains a new person how to deal with objections. It trains a new person how to tell the stories. 3-ways indirectly are trainings. So you get to hear how people overcome objections. You get to hear how people make invitations successfully, whether it be a webcast or a live event or anything or a tool. People get to hear it, right? And that's why the 3-ways are important. We got to get better at that. We got to do more 3-ways ourselves so we can also help ourselves, but also help the new people who are coming in. Because it's hard to get a new person to watch a training, to go to the Shield Nation site, to go to the blog, whether it be Slack, Facebook, it's hard because the bottom line is most people just don't know any better, okay? Most people are not taught entrepreneurship. Most people are not taught universal laws. Most people do not understand training psychology. They just don't, okay? And it's just something we have to battle with. I can't get upset about it. You can't get upset about it. How many times have I given a training and listened to someone a week later turn around and say, I never heard that before? I'm like, what? I just gave a training, right? It's going to happen. The only way to give someone incentive to go to the training is to demonstrate the training. This is not a talk me business. This is a show me business. We got to show them. We got to demonstrate it. We got to literally grab them by the hand and do these 3-ways so they can actually get trained, so they can really earn while they learn, right? So they'll have them. Once someone gets a paycheck, then they'll watch the training. Once somebody gets to the positive, particularly as a comment, now they're going to go to a B2B training, a group training. Now they're going to be more inclined to plug into the calls, okay? So that's another reason why the 3-ways are important, because it's their first real training. And then, of course, once again, 3-ways build belief. They build belief, right? When they hear people from different socioeconomic backgrounds, police officers, teachers, people in home health care, investment advisors, real estate agents, graphic designers, organizational trainers, people working all variety of industries, it lets them know the diversity and the strength of the organization as well. Because not everyone's going to be identified with me. Not everyone's going to be identified with you. But we have more people in the organization know how to do 3-ways, then there is a greater likelihood that we have someone in the organization somebody else can identify with, right? This is so important. This is so important. And I need this from the leadership. I need this from the organization at large, but specifically for the leadership. I need you to get this. I need you to understand this, okay? What does a 3-way sound like? You've heard my story, right? Hey, everyone, my name is Jawan Buford, professional background. Pay attention now. You got to be the exact words. Pay attention to what's happening here. Hey, my name is Jawan Buford. My professional background is that of an investment advisor. I took a look at leadership approximately 15 years ago. I needed to get my estate plan done a couple years previous. I spent north of $2,000 to get my estate plan done. I don't trust the state of Michigan to fix potholes, much less make sense about family. My will, dual power attorney, medical directors. Would gladly do it again, but you can imagine my disgust and surprise when I found out after acquiring the service that the same type of high caliber attorneys I paid over $2,500 for, they would have done that estate plan for all $29 had I been a member with the service. It was absolutely incredible. It was one of the best investments ever made. I can go on and on for the next 20, 30 minutes about how this membership saved me so much time, energy, and money. You owe it to yourself to take a look. Boom, membership, three-way. Testimony. That's all three-way is, right? That's all it is. Give you another one, which pay attention to mechanics. My name is Juwan Buford. I am a former investment advisor by trade. I took a look at PPLSI Legal Shield about 15 years ago. If you do the math, the economy's in the toilet, things are bad. You know, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul like everyone else. Income was cut in half, and you already know just because your income is cut in half doesn't mean responsibilities are cut in half as a parent. And I took a look at this company and I saw a service that made sense that could help people. It helped me get my estate plan done, save over $3,000, purchase a vehicle. I was like, this is valuable. And, you know, I was looking for something to do, but I couldn't afford, I didn't have the time to work a second and third job. I was already working 70 hours a week. What I love is a proven system. Great service, great business model, phenomenal leadership. I realized that while I was building for myself, I wasn't by myself. And I leaned on leadership and I invited people to learn about this service. I had other people who were willing to help me share the information, give presentations, help me with training, even when I wasn't able to plug in because I was occupied working and taking care of my children. And 5 hours a week, I was able to earn an extra $500 my first month. My second month, my income doubled. My third and fourth month, I was averaging an extra $200 to $2,500 per month, 5 hours a week. And my enthusiasm went through the roof. You can't tell. It was like a godsend. And then shortly thereafter, a couple months later, I had my first 2,000-hour day. A couple of years later, I had my first 10,000-hour day, and I was off to the races. Been one of the best experiences I've ever had. Look, it may not be for you, but you owe it to yourself. Participate, learn about what it is we're doing here. Perhaps it can change some things for your family like it's done for me, right? That was a little bit longer, but you get the point, right? It's a story. And you don't have a million. I can tell that story a million different times. What's your story? Who are you? What's your background? What motivated you to get this service? The first two things that motivated me to get service was the estate plan. That's for real. I can have a million other stories you've heard about how the membership's benefited me. But the primary thing is I got it to get my estate plan done. There's a reason why you got the service. Why? What did you see in it for yourself? Be prepared. Shape that story, right? In terms of the business, there's a reason why you took a look at the business model. And there's a reason why you've enjoyed the business model. If you're listening to this, that means you've had success or you anticipate having success, and that's why you're listening to this. So there's a reason, there's something's motivating you. Be able to tell that story. And keep in mind, you don't need to have earned $2,000 in a day or had a $10,000 day. If you earned an extra $500, that's a godsend, that's a blessing to families. Do you know that 70%, not 20%, not 30%, 7% of households are just a $500 issue away from being evicted from their residence, not having a vehicle to drive, not being able to do the things they do, not being able to feed their children, not being able to keep utilities and plumbing on. $500 makes a difference. If that's your story, that's your story. Maybe you're just getting started. You're hearing this. You don't have a story yet. Maybe you don't have a story yet. That's okay. Borrow other people's story. Hey, when I first got involved, I didn't have a story. I was like, look, my name is Juwan, professional background, I was an investment advisor. I took a look at this company and I saw an incredible service. I wanted to get my estate plan done. Being a single parent, I know how important that is. I spent over $2,000 previous. I found out as a result of this company, I can get it done for a couple bucks. And then I went to a couple trainings, heard from other individuals who were simply inviting people to learn about services like I was invited to it. And I discovered some of them were having $500 months, $500 weeks, $500 days. And I said, surely if they can do it, I can too. I decided to get started. I'm plugging in the system. I'm so excited by what the future holds for me, not because of thinking I'm so great, because I'm already participating in environment success of other people who are knocking out 6 and 7-figure incomes. It's fertile ground where you can plant seeds and expect to have something to show for it. And I'm assuming many of you are like me. So that's why I'm excited. That's my story. The best is yet to come, right? So even if you haven't created a story, you can borrow other people's story. And people will borrow the height of your enthusiasm. They will borrow your belief because you know it's real, right? So I need this. The organization needs this. You need this. We need to create a situation where people just don't fast start qualified by the 20th day, where people don't rake advance 45 days later. That's great. That's fantastic. It's phenomenal. So that means people are winning, but we need the winning to happen faster. And the way we have it faster is right from the beginning, right? So celebrating, edifying, making it public, making it known, doing the activity, making it public, making it known, doing the 3 ways with 1, 2, and 3 different people, and being able to tell our story efficiently, right? And you're going to fumble, you're going to mess it up. It's okay. Perfection is God's work. We just need to be excellent. So it's okay if you mess it up. It's okay. Just make the effort to get better at it, right? If you need assistance, practice on each other. Practice on me, for God's sake. Trust me. You give me a phone call at 11 p.m. to my Juwan, I need to practice 3 hours. Hey, let's go. It's going to go down, okay? Because we need this. We need this right now as an organization to speed up the process for all of us, right? Now, as an aside, I'm going to end here. Look, there may be some changes in terms of the training schedule. Be aware of that. We're going to have a live event. Detroit Metro is having Super Saturdays again. I think that's pretty exciting. As an organization, intra-organization, we're going to start having live events. That's pretty exciting. We got a luncheon on deck coming around the corner. We also got a briefing on deck coming around the corner. It will be taking place live in Detroit. Be on the lookout for that, because the Zoom stuff, while it's great, it's fantastic, it's nothing like shaking someone's hand and being able to speak to people eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly, and people not only be able to kind of see the energy, but able to feel it, right? So you can brush your teeth so they can smell it too. Anyway, so we're gonna be having live events coming up real soon too. So be on the lookout for that. And look, once again, it's a challenge. And just like everything else, you can opt in, you can opt out. Either way, there's no judgment. But for those who are like, look, I get it, Mr. Buford. I'm ready. I'm a team player. I've been benefiting from the leadership and effort and energy put forth in this organization. I want to go from just being someone who's been a benefactor to being a contributor. If that's you, let's lock arms and let's crush it, right? Let's turn these 4-figure paydays into 5-figure paydays. Let's turn these $500 paydays right out the gate to $1,500 paydays right out the gate. Let's create a situation where instead of 1 out of 5 coming to our business and crush it, let's create a situation where 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3, just that little bit difference, right? So with that being said, I'm going to sign off here. Everyone have a fantastic evening. I celebrate success in advance. I look forward to hearing your feedback as it relates to this talk. Goodbye for now. All right.